We're here for the 2026 forecast for Earth signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So it looks like 2026 for you, I have some cards here in front of me, is going to be a year of really truly understanding how all like the different elements of energy and manifestation and your ability to create, like you're just going to understand how everything works together. And my tongue is tingling a little bit, so there may be some throat chakra expansion, there may be ways in which you're like speaking differently. I see an eagle in front of me, so there is definitely more of like, you know, you're taking divine action steps versus I need to do this because of this. And that's like a common crux of the earth signs, where it's like I have to go and do all of this to get a certain result, because earth signs are tangible, they're 3D, right? So sometimes, as someone that may have, you know, one strong earth placement or many strong earth placements within your top 5 or just in your chart, depending on the area or the house, you're like, I need to go and see that this is all going to work out for me ahead of me taking the action. But that's not how energy works. And it's really amazing to see that a lot of you are going to be horns for confirmation, are going to be seeing that you can take care of yourself, body, mind, spirit, and soul. And I'm having a hard time kind of articulating this because it's like your throat chakra is still kind of catching up, like the way in which you value yourself, your truth, and how you're speaking. But you're starting to do that, and you're starting to manifest more, and you're seeing that you're not sabotaging when you take a step back to do things differently. So I love that for you. In 2026, you're no longer going to be the mediator. You're going to understand that everybody has a divine purpose and a soul-aligned purpose here on earth, and that you don't need to fix everything for them. So typically, because you're an earth sign, you probably would have been a little bit more of a people pleaser. Air signs are kind of like that too. Air signs don't like to be off balance. Earth signs don't like to see their material world change. So if you have, you know, an air sign placement too, maybe that's a little bit more prominent, but people are going to be like, oh, you're different, you're doing things differently. That's a compliment. That's not a negative thing, because you're acting like, you know, like you're in more of alignment. That's not great, but you're coming from a place of alignment this year. So you're loving from afar. You're not like, oh, all of these things need to occur in order for me to feel safe and valued, kind of getting that block in my throat chakra right now, because you're integrating into this new energy. You're integrating into this elevation. You're seeing certain experiences pan out in 2026 that are maybe similar to a time loop around the pandemic COVID time, but you're getting confirmation because you've been acting differently now for long enough that when the ripple effect occurs in the 3D, you see that it was the best. Like, you really trusted yourself in the last year. 2024 was about the strip of the divine feminine, as in going through this complete rebirth. 2025 was about the strip of the divine masculine, going through this whole rebirth. And so whether that's external or internal, and I just did that, like that's my focus this week. I'm about to record a YouTube video on it, but just recorded the podcast on divine feminine and masculine energies. Like, you are the most you're ever going to be. I was just saying this to a client this morning who's a Taurus. I was like, you're the most you've ever been. And that happens, you know, well, as long as we're doing our work, and you know how that goes. But a lot of you are like going to be feeling like the best version of you. You're not going to be feeling as bad about holding certain boundaries, as, like I said, you start to see this integration shift into the material. Okay, articulation is difficult right now, but it looks like this is going to be shifting for you relatively soon. But you know, I think why it's coming through a little bit slower is because you don't need me to tell you that. You need to learn that on your own. You need to communicate that on your own. You need to take the action on your own with this Knight of Swords. You can't rely on people outside of you to tell you this is the right time to do this. Go and do this now. Because that still is a way that you're seeking external validation. So this year, continue to focus on your value within yourself, coming back into balance within yourself, understanding that the actions you are taking, because now you've seen it, will manifest a new brilliant world life experience for you in 2026. So what did you learn in 2020, 2021? And how can you implement that in the way? How maybe you didn't trust your intuition at that point. Maybe you gaslit yourself. Maybe you allowed yourself to be gaslit because other people's opinions were more important than your own. So how can you take that information and totally use that as like your purpose in 2026 to be the best, most aligned version of you, Earth signs? All right, make sure to watch the other videos for your other placements and signs. Have a great 2026, and I will see you when I see you.